Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our Icenia Rises campaign. We are, of course, now the nation of Albion, the Empire of Albion, excuse me. And we are no longer a mere nation, we are the grand, glorious Empire of Albion, at least for the time being. I started out the episode showing my army of 75,000 men here training. They are under Lecterius III Sonorus. He is the emperor of the Albion people, and he is going to need every single one of those 75,000 soldiers because in just 38 short months, we may be finding ourselves in a civil war. That's right, he has not exactly been the most amazing leader with his 4 martial, 0 finesse, 0, oratory, and 1 zeal. So he isn't exactly the greatest. And, well, we have lots of issues indeed. We want to make sure that we hire loyal people. However, loyalty is difficult for us at this point because our legitimacy has tanked. I repeat, our legitimacy has absolutely tanked, which means we can't get any loyalty higher than 50%. So, yeah, so I'm just hiring the most loyal people I have. Gonna try to keep everyone in line for a civil war that is surely going to come. We'll have to see. Our provinces, they are becoming slightly more loyal at a time. But still, we have a lot of things to concern ourselves with. We can definitely offer at least some things. We definitely don't want... commanders like bribes, don't they? I don't know what... Alright, so we could have a bunch of generals become a little bit more loyal. But morale of armies would go down. You know what? At this point, I actually think I might need to do this. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for it. That may not have been the right decision. It does hurt my army morale. I'm not looking to go to war anytime soon because I am worried about the loyalty. However, we should note that there's only about 47 more years left in this game, really about 46 more years. I am currently at war. I'm mostly letting my own men handle that, as well as some of the soldiers who, well, are not exactly loyal to the rightful emperor. I have very little control over a lot of the armies I have on the field at this point, and most of that is it's because I, have super low legitimacy. So let's take a look at what we can do about that. Our successor, he isn't really supported by most of the people in our country, and we can try to get him some more support. Or I wonder if we could continue to smear this man's reputation. However, honestly, I would prefer it if maybe our son just died. Would that save us as far as the loyalty goes? I'm not really sure. We could also think about, looks like we have won another siege. Perfect. That's going to help us immensely in this war effort because I'm looking to get out of this war in the next 35 months. Otherwise, I am going to have to fight a civil war while also fighting in a war, and that is hardly anything I want to do. Let's go ahead and bring these armies together. We are winning this war pretty easily, so there is at least that, and many of our troops do seem to still be loyal to the true rightful emperor. As we get closer to the actual outbreak of the Civil War in 33 months, I will definitely need to make peace, no matter what position I'm in. Let's consolidate this army. Yeah, you're loyal, for now at least. That's the problem, my legitimacy is just so low. It makes people, their max loyalty is very small, and let's take a look at you. Why are you losing loyalty? Well, you're a pretender, so that's not a great example, but negative legitimacy is definitely hurting me. Also, the great power nerf hurts as well. Relaxing citizenship status. I could look to change some of my laws to make more people a little bit more favorable, but at least my troops do seem to be unbeatable on the battlefield, at least so far. We obviously have a long way to go. And this war that this civil war that we may end up fighting is going to be quite difficult to handle, I think. But you know what? We're kind of near the end of the campaign. What's the harm? It could be a lot of fun to fight an epic civil war to end the campaign. Another reason why this campaign may end is because, well, I'm going to do my best to hit that end date, but the Livy update of the game is coming out in just a few days on December 3rd, and we're currently recording this on December 1st. I'm going to try to pre-record as much as possible over the next day or two before the Livy update comes out, but once the Livy update does come out, I think I am going to have to go ahead and just start playing it, mostly because I'm just really excited to play it. I'm excited to give it a shot, excited to see what Livy has in store for us. Let's go ahead and bring this army of 15,000, see if we can get rid of some of their siegers. And I think that actually this might be enough for me to go ahead and sue for peace. I definitely want you, and let's go ahead and take as much territory as we can. Yeah, even in a time of war, I am looking to expand and expand rapidly. I think I'm going to go ahead and call the expansion quits here because I need to go ahead and get a more solid hold on my country. So we're going to go ahead and peace out now. That is going to give us some aggressive expansion, but also a bunch of land. We have some political influence to where we can think about changing some of these governor policies. I think right away I'm going to change this governor policy to probably something like local autonomy. It just makes sense. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and move my troops backwards, or away from the front lines. And I'm going to have to, I don't know, we'll see how this Civil War goes, because in 28 months it's coming. I definitely have enough money for some mercenaries. Ooh, dropping appearances. Someone named The Gaul, a man in control of a sizable and personally loyal force, has delivered a demand for additional funds. No mention is made of what these funds... Oh, so this is one of these pretenders. No, I'm not going to give him money so he can go raise more armies. No, we will not fall to blackmail. We will lose some stability. That's not good. That low stability also hurts loyalty. But we don't bow down to men like that. We are the glorious people of Albion. I do know that this army should stay loyal to me. It is the army of Licterius himself, so I'm actually going to go ahead and add some soldiers to it. Probably because the army's so large, I'm going to add some relatively lighter infantry. I think in this case I'm going to go with archers. Mostly because I've taken some military traditions that give me archer offense, so we'll hopefully use the archers to my advantage. I guess I could go ahead and just trade away some of these things. A venomous tongue. Well, one of our provinces could lose up to 26 loyalty, or it'll lose 53 loyalty. I'm going to have it lose 26 loyalty. Treboxia, one of the provinces that is disloyal, hopefully within the next couple of years or so will no longer be disloyal, and then I will only have 4 disloyal provinces, so that's not terrible considering where things are. The real problem is how many disloyal generals and governors I have. We'll have to see how this unfolds. We will have to see indeed. I am currently losing some manpower, although I have plenty of it, so I should watch out for that. I wonder where these men are. Let's go ahead and move you to a much more larger city, such as Lexovernium. Looks like we have some barbarians. Barbarians I'm not too worried about here. These armies should kick into gear. And, well, I'm assuming eventually these armies are going to kick into gear and help me out. Let's see. Should I bother giving you an army? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put a commander in charge there and say defend borders. Barbarians, they are annoying, but looks like we have another oratory advancement. That's perfect. Country civilization levels increased. Let's go ahead and look at some of these inventions. Oratory provincial investment costs. I am going to go ahead and take that. I've been hitting that button a lot lately. I'm going to keep hitting it, I think. So we have an unassigned title. The High Priest. I guess I can put you in charge of that. Good for you. And we have defeated set barbarians. Ooh! Acknowledgement of noble birth. The commander of one of our most prestigious armies has presented a request to be acknowledged officially as a woman recognized noble stature. This sudden and outrageous demand was accompanied by a public proclamation of the inadequacies of our own royal house. It would surely harm our standing to accede to this demand. I wonder what I should do. We could lose 20 legitimacy, which, boy oh boy, that would be just horrible. Or we lose 5 stability. I think I'm going to go ahead and lose the stability. I need to hold on to the legitimacy as long as possible. I think it would be nice if I could just... I'll go ahead and accept some trade offers. We seem to be the land of plenty, so... Meanwhile, with the political influence I have, I'm going to hit the Entice Business Investments button. That's now only going to cost me 68 political influence per month, but hopefully will allow me to go ahead and import some more food. Looks like Vangonian, it is no longer gaining loyalty, so... Oh no, another, the head of the Icenia family, Icarus, utterly fed up with his situation, has begun mobilizing a force as well. So, yeah, there's just a lot of disloyal people mobilizing forces all at once. I kind of think it's interesting. I mean, I'm definitely not playing this in the most optimized way. There's probably definitely ways when I could get out of this. Ooh, okay, this could be big. He is the pretender that has the most support at the moment. He is a pretender to be the Emperor and the brother of the General of the Heavy Ones. And a uncle of the General of the 21st Warband. Alright, so let's see. If I could, and I hate to do this because he is my son, Divicacus Sonorus, but if I could, I think I would have Divicacus probably die. I'm definitely not going to side with Divicacus, the Chosen Heir. I'm going to say let them fight. Yeah, I'm going to say let them fight. Let's see, maybe my son will die in the next 13 months. That sounds bad to say. Let's go ahead and hire some civic advancements as well as a martial advancement. Anyone decent? Have decent loyalty? Not really. Looks like more troops are continuing to mobilize. So we are getting... This is getting frightening. I do have a ton of money, and I'm going to hopefully use that money to buy a bunch of mercenaries. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with murking up to defeat a civil war. And as long as the army of Albion itself, the army of 80,000 men, as long as they stay strong, I think we are in good shape here. By the way, everyone in the United States, I'm recording this a couple days after Thanksgiving. I hope everyone had a nice Thanksgiving holiday. I did a lot of traveling for it. Just got back home a little while ago. Fortunately, traffic wasn't too bad, even though it's, I think December 1st, the Sunday after Thanksgiving, is usually the busiest travel day of the year, so I had to drive through a couple major cities. Was lucky not to get in too big of traffic backup. Hope everyone else out there is feeling the same way. Also, I hope everyone across the world is excited about the Livy update. Should be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to play with how they're doing characters and influential families now. I know I've kind of neglected characters on this playthrough, but honestly that's kind of because right now characters aren't a ton of fun to play around with. Instead, I'm looking forward to seeing how they handle it in the next iteration of the game, the next patch. See if maybe it's a little bit more entertaining. See if it's a little bit easier to kind of micromanage. Because right now it just seems kind of like a mess. You know, you go to families and I have so many families and so many of them are upset with me. But like, okay, whoops. let's go ahead and import some more grain, just from anywhere. We are only 2 months away from the Civil War, so I'm kind of excited to see what happens when we get there. I know I might eat those words. Who knows? I could actually lose the campaign, and that's going to be okay, especially since the campaign is kind of close to being over, and, you know, we have that hard deadline, the real-world deadline of December 3rd. I'm just going to go ahead and grab some more money. And we are 1 month before we break out into a civil war, so it looks like the 1st of July, we will see a civil war in the Albion Empire. We will have to see if the Albion Empire can come through this. It is a vast empire. Oh, let's go ahead and pause it for a second. It is a vast empire, and take a look at everything that has just happened. We're going to have probably a lot of these. Yep. Alright, so here's a couple things. We have just been downgraded to a major power because we lost a whole lot of territory. We also, it appears, have lost a whole lot of armies. Not great. Okay. And we've lost a lot of pops. So, I'm going to disregard the major power notification and the Civil War. So we are in a Civil War. If we lose this, we lose the campaign. What a terrible ending that would be. No, I'm just kidding. I'm happy with how it ends. Hey, if they can beat me in a Civil War, hey, at least it was fun and challenging. So let's go ahead. I think I'm going to go ahead and hire some mercenaries because I definitely have the money to do that. I'm making about 200 gold per month, so I might just try to out-merc them completely. Do I have any mercenaries here? No, it does not appear so. You, I guess, need a general. Okay. It looks like most of the people who stayed with me are pretty loyal to me. But a lot of people who stayed with me, well, they're not amazing. The good thing about the Civil War is I'm pretty sure I just have to walk over provinces to take them back, except for forts, right? We'll have to see. Alright, I think that's good for mercenaries for the moment. Let's make sure all my armies have generals. Let's first send you here, this way. Let's let a couple days tick by so we can get our mercenaries out of Dodge. This is an easy decision. We are immediately going to attack these two armies. And I guess this army is, I mean, they're just dead, right? There's no point in them, so disband that unit. Let's have this army. It is just horsemen. So it is going to, I think, just come straight up into the north and try to retake some territory. See if they have any armies up here. I doubt they do because I didn't have any armies there. And, well, let's first go to settle our trade. We have a couple trade routes to work with, and we are losing a ton of food, so it looks like food is what we're going to need. I want to make sure I have fish, livestock, and vegetables, so I'm just going to go with some grain. Ooh, and we need lots and lots of people in our court, so I guess I'll hire you. Gonna go with you. These people aren't amazing, are they? The good news is, I think if we can win this Civil War, our legitimacy will go way up. I hope so, at least. It's going to be a long and hard-fought Civil War. I think we need to concentrate first on using these armies to take Caledonia, and then focus on taking what we own in Gaul and then pushing westward. I do have a couple armies that could probably just... Oh. For a second I thought that was part of the Brittonic Revolt, but apparently it's not. Looks like most of these armies have actually revolted against me. Let's use you to immediately hire these mercenaries. Alright, so they have quite the power base up in the western part of our... or sorry, eastern part of our country. But we need to try to take the real valuable land here back first. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and unpause the game. I'm going to go ahead and put it back down to speed 3 because I have a feeling there's about to be a lot going on. Very critical is that we win this fight in... oh no! We are losing trade routes left and right. Let's just... get back what we have. We are losing so much food. Alright, how's the food situation now? We're still losing a ton of food. Oh, but most of it's from unit attrition? Okay. I guess we should also hire decently loyal governors everywhere. Not going to worry about researchers for a minute. That's kind of the last thing I'm worried about. I mean, I don't even have another person I can put as a governor here. Alright. It's okay, let's just keep fighting. Until the, until this army gets out of here, I'm going to try to leave these mercenaries where they are. I don't want them to take a bad loss because their morale's really down low, so having them black flagged is fine. We are going to move our 80,000 men in. They are going to march so slow. Come on, get there. We need this victory. We need this victory! Good. We do join in battle, and we do easily handle them. So it appears that the first major fight in this war does belong to us, and it looks like we are going to get some... Ooh, what happens? So he gains the tactician trait, so perfect. Maybe he's not the worst general after all. I'm going to go ahead and take my large army back to Venta, just for now. I get it, those 80,000 men could come in handy, but let's focus on using these 30,000 men that I have remaining to take back Caledonia. We have won another victory, this time in the east. This is mostly a holding action, though, in the east, I will admit. Unfortunately, we have actually just been stack wiped. Oh, yep. Well, that's great. Those were some of those mercenaries, it's fine. These mercenaries... Alright, so they're targeting down the mercenaries that I haven't been paying a ton of attention to. Get them down here. Alright, well, we're kind of losing everywhere, but it's mostly these mercenary troops that we needed them to, what should I do here? Looks like we... Let's see what the numbers look like. Who outnumbers who? We have about 70,000. Alright, so we have about 100,000, 118, 170, 200, 225, 235,000 men. Oh man, they have so many horsemen. And a lot of horse archers. That's scary. Plus all these light infantry. Whereas we only... Alright, so... Oh man. They, with the exception of archers and heavy cavalry, they actually outnumber us by quite a bit. So we will have to fight this. This is going to be a bitter fight, but we can do it, especially if we can hold the, what I'm calling the Icenia channel. So we may need to focus up on making sure that we are in a good spot as far as our territory. So I'm actually going to go ahead and move some armies back into my territory, specifically the island of Britain, and then, I don't want to give up the mainland, that's for sure, but for now, it actually might be the Navy that has to come through for us. Let's go ahead and give it a shot, see what happens. Let's first focus on successful evacuations. Let's move you to here. You can go to here. I'm not saying that I am completely giving up on the mainland for this war. I'm just trying to get my men to safety and make sure that we hold the territory that needs to be held, which is our homeland. So let's retake Caledonia first. Let's bring our armies back. We once again take another stack wipe. And that is pretty much it for us in the east. So they're in good shape. They're in good shape. But again, I feel pretty confident, especially if we control the UK. Actually, let's go ahead and move these armies to Ireland. Let's start taking some territory back. They, I don't believe, have any kind of army or navy. We could take a stack wipe here if we're not careful. Oh, we are going to have to fight. Oh no, we got away. Good. So let's take you there. Again, mostly what we're focusing on now is it's not a retreat, it's a tactical withdrawal to make sure that we control the territory that we need to control. We are still making just a ton of money, and as long as we're doing that, we're going to be fine. So with that, we need to make sure that we retake the territory that was once ours. Speaking of, I'm going to go ahead and hire these people. Yeah, so unfortunately they are having rousing success on the continent. We should get those two stacks of 21,000 men out of here. Those mercenary armies. So let's go ahead and bring you this way. Let's try to win this fight in a hurry. This is a huge war. It's going to be a tough one to win, that's for sure. We are going to win that fight. Maybe we can keep winning fights as their armies trickle in. But again, this isn't going to be easy. And honestly, if they are able to... If we're not able to retake the mainland... Well, we might be doomed to... Well, we'll have to see what happens. Either way, it's going to be fun. I am, even in this time of desperation, I am still finding this game actually very interesting, very fun. I'm really enjoying this playthrough. I obviously should have taken some time to focus up on some loyalty issues earlier. I also am going to go ahead and take some time now to build some ships, just so I know that I'm not going to be outclassed eventually on the Navy. As long as we control the seas, we control our islands. Should be able to take both Ireland and Scotland pretty quick. Not worried too much about that. Right now what I'm trying to do is just get my mercenary armies that I brought in, or that I bought back into friendly territory. But yeah, my forts are on the mainland are falling. I just don't have the men to... And maybe I retreated these armies a little too soon, but I really just don't have the men to match everything they have here. At least not at the current moment, I don't. I don't really see a point in hiring governors for, like, Belgica, because I'm going to lose it very soon anyway. Tensions will be growing between the Icenia colonists and locals in Sermoneticumogo. The locals claim that our settlers are rejecting local traditions and power structures. Our colonists, on the other hand, claim that the locals are only alarmed because new Iceni settlements are passing their existing metropolis. Defend the rights of the locals, he'll lose a bunch of loyalty, or support the Iceni. I'll go ahead and support the Iceni. Alright, so I am still continuing to just try to take my territory back. I'm going to have to maybe do that a little bit more efficiently here in the next episode. Unfortunately, that's about where I'm going to have to call it quits for today. Although I will go ahead and start marching these men up north. Actually, I'll go ahead and just put you in the boats. We are losing territory, unfortunately, left and right, front and center. On the mainland. Yeah, that is going to be one of the largest revolts. We are not going to be able to maintain a strong presence on the continent. And unfortunately, that is where I'm going to have to end it for today. Unfortunately, I have to get running. But I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I'll admit, I'm a little worried about how this one's going to go. We'll have to see. We might lose this fight, in which case I believe we'll just flat out lose the campaign. As you can see, we're losing a lot of grain. This is not going well. Venta may end up starving. Venta is, however, still the largest and most powerful city on the map. As long as we hold Venta, we have a great opportunity to win any fight. However, they are really on the mainland giving us a run for our money. We'll have to see how this goes. I don't necessarily know if I'll be able to wrap up this civil war in the next episode. I don't even necessarily know if I'll be able to wrap up this civil war period. We got a little too, well, complacent with our loyalty, and this is what happens. I love the fact that the game kind of checked my rapid expansion. I'm actually pretty glad that that happened. As long as we hold the English Channel, though, we will survive. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope you tune in next time. Don't forget, of course, like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.